this is how NBA players play defense in the NBA? I couldn't believe just how bad this guy was on the defensive floor. And it turns out that I'm not the only one that has some thoughts about Jordan Poole. This morning while doing research, I came across a clip of former NBA player, former Golden State Warrior, Steven Jackson, talking about the absolutely abysmal performances Jordan Poole has been putting out. Now, what we want to do is we want to play exactly what Steven Jackson had to say here about Jordan Poole, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to what Stat had to say about
Stack, what did you make of Lonnie Walker? Because it's one thing to sort of get that opportunity. We see it in the playoffs all the time, right? A guy that hasn't gotten a lot of runs suddenly gets out there. But it's one thing to get the chance. It's another thing to be ready enough to take it.
You got to salute him for staying ready. Being a young guy, not getting constant minutes, it can be frustrating. I've been in that position. When I first got to San Antonio, playing, not playing, and being on the injury list, just sitting at the end of that bench, knowing you deserve to be on that court, it could be frustrating, and it could kill your mental. Where when you do get a chance, you can be out there pouting like somebody on Golden State is doing. But we're talking about Lonnie right now. Lonnie he took advantage of his time. He went out there and stayed ready, and that they got the line, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. He's a perfect example of that. But somebody on Golden State team is doing exactly the opposite of what he's doing. Jordan Poole, he been pouting the whole series. When they first went small and they didn't start him, he had a little funky attitude and showed up to the game with his energy was piss poor. His energy on defense, the way he was guarding people, the shots he was taking, it was just horrible. And with the Lakers win the championship, they definitely need to give Jordan Poole the ring because he's definitely contributed to this series for them winning. And
Steven Jackson.
You got to give a lot of credit to the Lakers defense, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like AD, the way he's been clogging up the paint, the way he stepped up on the D. They could talk about him showing up the even games, not showing up the odd games, or whatever it is. But he showed up defensively every game this series, and that's what's been the difference. They're not really talking about that. They're just worried about his offense. But even though they live and die rage by those threes, they got to be smart on some of them. Some of them just too outrageous when they at the key moments of this game. If you look at the finals last year and the Western Conference Finals last year, they was taking those same shots rates, but they wasn't as erratic. They wasn't falling out of bounds. They were probably from some of them was the same range, but they were good looks. They wasn't 7-footers flying at them and contesting those shots. So they got to look at their shot selection too, because a lot of those shots were just crazy.
So you heard what he had to say. He basically said the Lakers, y'all need to thank this guy because he was the MVP of this. I was watching yesterday's game. I even put up a post on the community section. There was a play, bro, when Jordan Poole was playing defense on LeBron, and he crowded him like he was being physical with him, and like LeBron was getting ready to make his move, and Jordan Poole just like fell on the ground and threw up his hands. And I was like, bro, what kind of defense is that? I don't know. Maybe his shorts are too tight. Maybe they're too short. Maybe his jersey's too tight.